Here are 25 Squid Game facts that will blow your mind. The Squid Game invitation card looked harmless. A name, a number, a chance at fortune. But that number was real. A woman in South Korea actually owned it. And when the show dropped, her phone exploded. Thousands of prank calls, all day, all night, from people begging to join the game. She'd had that number for decades, and suddenly her life was chaos. Netflix eventually blurred it out, but by then, the damage was done. She's called Young-hee, and she's not CGI. She's a real animatronic doll, borrowed from a village museum in Korea. 10 feet tall, motion sensors in her eyes. When filming ended, they returned her, missing a hand. No one knows how or why. And here's the creepiest part. Young-hee is based on a real textbook character, a sweet little girl Korean children grew up with. A symbol of innocence, turned into a nightmare. Circle, triangle, square. At first glance, the guard masks look like PlayStation buttons. But in the Korean alphabet, Hangul, those shapes actually spell the abbreviation for Squid Game. Circle is O. Triangle is part of J, square is M together. OJM. Ojingyo Game. The game was staring us in the face the whole time. Hwang Dong-hyuk, the creator, wrote Squid Game back in 2009. Every studio rejected it. Too weird, too violent, too unrealistic. He was broke, deep in debt. At one point, he sold his laptop just to buy food. For 10 years, the script sat in a drawer, forgotten, until Netflix came knocking. What the world binged in a weekend was born out of a decade of struggle. Directing Squid Game nearly broke Hwang. Literally. The stress was so brutal, he lost 6 teeth while filming. 6. Gone. He even joked later that he didn't have time to get implants. The contestants lost their lives. The director? He lost his smile. Player 001. Sweet. Harmless. Everyone's grandpa. But re-watch closely. The doll never targets him. During tug of war, he smiles, calm while everyone else panics. In Marbles, his sudden shift feels off. From the beginning, the truth was right there. Oh Il-nam was never in danger. Because he wasn't a player. He was the mastermind. When the Honeycomb Challenge aired, Korea went wild. Street vendors selling dalgona candy were mobbed. Kids lined up with needles trying to carve out shapes before they cracked. A childhood snack suddenly became an international obsession. TikTok flooded with Squid Game challenges. And all because of one sticky, sugary game. At the end, Gi-hun walks into a salon and walks out with bright red hair. Not random, not stylish, symbolic. Red means anger, transformation, rebellion. It shows that he's reborn. No longer a desperate gambler, but a man ready to fight back. A man who carries the rage of everything he's seen. In episode 1, Gi-hun bumps into Sae-byok and spills her drink. The script ended there, but actor Lee Jung-jae bent down, picked up her straw, and carefully placed it back in her cup. It was unscripted, pure instinct. A small, awkward act of kindness, and it made the scene unforgettable. Sae-byok is a North Korean defector, and actress Jung Ho-yeon nailed the detail. When she talks to the other players, she uses a South Korean accent to blend in. But with her younger brother, her voice slips. Her North Korean accent returns. Most global viewers missed it, but for Korean audiences, it was a powerful reminder. Sae-byok was trapped between two worlds. Squid Game was Jung Ho-yeon's very first acting job. She was a model. No training, no big roles, just raw talent. When the show premiered, her Instagram had 400,000 followers. Within weeks, over 13 million. She became the most followed Korean actress almost overnight. Louis Vuitton signed her. Talk shows booked her. One role, one performance, and her life changed forever. $45.6 billion. About $38 million. But the number isn't random. Divide it by 456 contestants. And every death adds $100 million to the pot. It's math as murder. Each human life turned into a price tag. Those pink jumpsuits are iconic. But early sketches, the guards looked like Boy Scouts. Neat little uniforms. Hwang hated it. He wanted them faceless. Ants in a colony. That's how the masks and jumpsuits were born. Cold. Anonymous, inhuman. The honeycomb cookies weren't props. They hired a local vendor to make hundreds of dalgona candies on set. The smell of caramelized sugar filled the air, and the actors really licked, cracked, and struggled. No tricks, no fakes, just pure sugar and stress. The glass bridge wasn't CGI. It was real glass panels, 1.5 meters off the ground. Safe? Sure. But when you're standing on see-through glass, staring at the floor beneath, your body doesn't care. The actors hesitated. Their fear? Totally real. Even with harnesses, it was one of the most nerve-wracking scenes to film. In the Marbles episode, Ji-hun dreams of drinking mojitos on Jeju Island. It sounds random, but Korean fans recognized it instantly. It's a playful twist on a cheesy movie line spoken years ago by actor Lee Byung-hun. And guess what? Lee Byung-hun plays the frontman. It was an inside joke, hiding in plain sight. In 2022, Squid Game made history. Lee Jung-jae won Best Actor at the Emmys, the first Asian actor ever to do so. Hwang Dong-hyuk won Best Director, the first time a non-English series had ever claimed that prize. It wasn't just a hit, it was groundbreaking. Within 28 days, Squid Game was watched by 111 million accounts. That's more than the population of most countries. In total, over 1.65 billion hours streamed, the most watched show in Netflix history. Squid Game didn't just break records, it crushed them. When Halloween rolled around, green tracksuits and pink jumpsuits were everywhere. Sales of plain white slip-on Vans sneakers spiked by 700–800%. Stores couldn't keep up. For one night, every street looked like an arena. Squid Game wasn't just a show anymore, it was a uniform. Squid Game was satire, a warning. But Netflix decided to bring it to life. Squid Game. The challenge gathered 456 real contestants. No killing, thankfully. But the prize? A record $4 $56 million in cash. The sets looked identical. The fear, very real. And millions applied, desperate for a chance at fortune. Season 2 introduces a new nightmare. Cheol-su, a giant animatronic boy, paired with Young-hee. In Korean culture, Young-hee and Cheol-su are textbook characters, childhood sweethearts. In Squid Game, they're a deadly duo. Innocence, corrupted again. Hwang promised Season 2 would be more ambitious, and he delivered. The games were larger, some funnier, some darker, some almost absurd. And once again, millions of viewers couldn't look away. When Season 2 dropped, it became Netflix's biggest launch of the year. Over 68 million views in the first week alone. And by the end of the month, the second most watched non-English series of all time. Second only to Season 1. Which one shocked you most? The real phone number, the missing doll hand, or the old man's secret? Drop your favorite in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you want more unbelievable stories, hit like, subscribe, and join me for the next video.